Hey, what's up, you guys? Listen, I just wanted to bring you an update on what's going on with the Stephen tWitch boss. Unfortunately, he left us on December 13th, and it was by his own hands. But there has been a growing outrage on social media that I wanted to address and see what you guys had to say. The person that literally is lashing out and speaking out about this outrage is none other than, none other than Mr. Lautner. If you guys don't know, it is now who is exactly speaking out? It is an executive producer from Ellen, Mr. Andy Lassner. He literally is defending his tributes and the tributes of some of Twitch's closest friends. You guys, listen to this. They say one of Stephen tWitch's boss' longtime colleagues and friends is defending the late dancer's friends for sharing stories and photos of themselves with Twitch in light of his tragic death. Before we get into his explanation, let me just say this. It's a blessing, and also, I guess, it was a curse that Twitch emotionally bared. The fact that he was loved by so many, brought happiness to so many, hope to so many, but in his own mind, for whatever reasons, okay, and these are reasons that, yes, we all have come to accept are his reasons alone. It seemed to be, if he did, in fact, commit suicide, like the police are saying, the family seems to think that's what it is. These are reasons that he bared himself. These are thoughts he bared himself. It's almost like someone that fed so many and brightened so many, walked in with darkness over his head, and he couldn't share it with them because there is a dissonance between the people that was with him day to day, knew him the most, and his actions that fateful day of December 13th. But listen to what Andy Lassner is saying, because he is pissed and he's defending the right, because there were people online coming at them being like, you're making this all about yourself. We love Twitch. If you're sitting here mourning a man's life, why are you putting pictures of you with him? Okay, just telling you what the social media outrage was. And this was for a lot of his friends, colleagues, whatever. He said, so many people on social media are posting pictures of themselves with Twitch, talking about their close friendships with him. Now, he wrote this in poem prose, so I think he was very sad when he wrote this, if you can see the way it's written on Instagram. Anyway, let's get back to it. So many people on social media are posting pictures of themselves with Twitch, talking about their close friendships with him, talking about texts they exchanged with him just last week, talking about the conversation they once had with him. The thing is, it's all true. It's all real. Those who knew him are not trying to make this tragedy about themselves. They're just trying to convey to you who Twitch was. He made everything about you. He made you feel like the most important person in the world. And he did this for everybody, not just the people who he needed or that were important. He did that for everybody. It doesn't sound real, but it is, all of it. He was everyone's friend. He really did care for every single person who worked at the show and everyone in his life. And the thing is, if you met him just once and you felt that feeling, that light, that's why I think you and I are hurting, because we all counted on him. He was our flame, our joy, our dancer. There was a heavy burden that none of us realized he was carrying. He must have been so tired, but he didn't know because we didn't know because he never wanted it to be about him, ever. So now we can either spend all our time wondering why and how, and never being satisfied with the answers we imagine, or We can focus on being grateful for the gift he gave us by allowing us to take light from his flame. The thing is that light still burns in us, all of us. Let's try and share that light with the people we love. It's really all we can do. And that's enough. It's more than enough. You guys, this was a beautiful feeling, a beautiful update. And it's a beautiful way to look at what's actually happened. I know there are a lot of questions surrounding his death. I had questions too, because when I first heard about it, saw my first video, it was intense sadness, overwhelming sadness. Anybody that's ever dealt with anybody that deals with depression or these type of thoughts, it's an overwhelming sadness, but it's also a fear, because you're like, wait, the last time they tried to talk to me, did I not do enough? The last time, did I not? It's a lot of feelings. And there are people that said that the way the official reports came out and what played out, how he left, this and that, the wife running to the police station, nobody hearing, there were a lot of questions. But I don't think, even when people plan it, and by the family, it seems like the family, everybody except for the granddad, is accepting of what the police report is saying, that the autopsy is saying that it was a self-inflicted. Okay. You know, we all had to sit there and think, did it add up? Does it add up? And then take a step back and think, does it ever add up? Does anybody ever say, okay, this is the culmination? I see why this happened. Okay, I understand now. And it's equally complicated with the fact that the public loved Twitch. It's funny the way his passing just resonated across all demographics, all gender, race, color, religion, or creed. If you were a fan of Ellen, if you were a fan of the dance movies, if you were a fan of network TV, so you think you dance, if you were a fan of TikTok, if you were a fan of activism, if you were a fan of feel-good, fuzzy family stuff, if you were a fan of just somebody with a beautiful, glowing smile that brightened your day and just made you feel happy, made you feel right there, people felt, including myself, that we have ownership of him. We need to know, we need to know, we need to know. When the truth is, the only people that need to know are the people that do know, the people that are closest to him, the people that did know the ins and outs, and they don't have any questions. And even though it is scary and confusing, and it's so sad and depressing, it's something like death. It's a finality to it. There's something final to it that you have no choice but to accept. Because no matter how much you question, no matter how much you kick, no matter how much you scream, no matter how much you point fingers and blame because everybody's angry and they want something that makes sense that they can point their finger at, no matter how much you do that, just like death, it is final. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because what I think everybody in the situation wants is for him to still be here. And sadly enough, I think even Twitch, if he could have found a way to navigate what was going on, would have wanted to still be here. For whatever reason, he felt hopeless. He felt desperate. There are a lot of unanswered questions, but has anybody ever said in death, oh, I understand why that happens? I'm really never in the thing of, is acceptance going to make everything go away? Never with acceptance is the logic. The logic's never there. Even how I said, the one thing that stuck in my mind was he called around, I think, 7:05 or was 7:50 or 9:20 a.m. that Monday morning and asked, do you guys have any free rooms? And they said, yeah, we have free rooms. And he checked in shortly after. And my mind kept thinking, what if like they just said, no, we're full. Sorry. It's too late. You missed check-in. If something had happened, would he still be with us? And would that day have led to, would there have been something in that day that would have smiled down on him and just make that cloud start to dissipate? And that would have been the beginning of the rest of his life. And he would have looked back on that day a year or two, 10 years ago and say, you know, one time I was going to do it. And I called the Red Roof Inn or the Acorn Inn, whatever that place is called. And I said, do you have any free rooms? And they said, no. Or if he had gone to check in and they'd been like, 'cause it was an early check-in, they had been like, oh, sorry, your room's not ready. It's not going to be ready for like a few more hours. Would that been the day where something changed, something broke through, and he saw the light at the tunnel? Again, nothing makes sense. There's so much hope, but I think that we can all say that everybody wishes, right? Everybody wishes that he was still here. And there's no correct way to grieve. Do I think that when you're doing a tribute to someone, you need to put a picture of yourself in there? No. But then again, it's not my decision to make. How somebody grieves, how somebody honors, how somebody does anything. It's not my decision to make. I'm sitting here on the outside, affected, but on a level that pales in comparison to the people that actually knew him. Again, when you look at Andy's words, right? When you look at Andy's words, it tells you the type of person he was. You know, he always made it about him, everybody else. He was a light, happiness, this. The fact that he didn't want to share, maybe he felt like he couldn't share, maybe he didn't want to burden everybody. Maybe the way he got through his unhappiness was by making other people happy. And when his avenue for making other people happy dried up, maybe that led to his sadness. I really can't say. But again, here I go trying to find finality and grieving somebody that I felt like I knew, when I'm just leading to more questions. I think there's always going to be questions. I think things are never going to add up. And, you know, for myself, at least, as long as the family can accept what's happened, I guess it's whose place is it to question? Because as much as we feel like we know from the outside looking in, his families are the only ones that really know. And right now they are accepting that finality. So I guess at this point, we as collective, when I say me, I mean the people that he's referring to. I don't know, people were attacking people for the way they honored him, but everybody feels ownership, everybody's angry, and everybody wants to lash out because the finality, they can't lash out about what's happened to them. Anyway, I just want to say, you guys, like, keep the ones you love close. And yeah, I guess this is it. Anyway, I hope Twitch continues to rest in power. I'll keep you updated if anything changes, but for right now, like death itself, it looks like that there is some finality to this. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.